Toni Storm has returned to All Elite Wrestling, making her return to AEW on Dynamite. We are going to talk about what this means, what is next for AEW's former Women's World Champion, and what this gimmick change, or seemingly gimmick change, could mean for her moving forward. AEW shaking things up at Winter is Coming, and we are gonna talk about it. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. All right, so AEW Winter is Coming, usually built up to be one of AEW's main and biggest Dynamite shows of the year. This year, less so than in previous years. However, just like in the past, AEW delivered in a massive way with one of the most long-awaited returns in the company's modern day. We have Toni Storm, not been seen since AEW All in Wembley Stadium when she lost her AEW Women's World Championship to Mariah May, making her return at the end of the night when Mariah May successfully defended her AEW Women's World Championship. And out of nowhere, we don't hear the usual timeless Toni Storm music. The cinematography was very different this time. Instead, we hear her old song, her original AEW song, and donned in leather, donned with her cap, donned with the face paint that signified the original Toni Storm before she went loony, before she became timeless Toni Storm. Toni Storm is back and better than ever. And right now, it looks like they are headed on a collision course. Mariah May, Toni Storm, and we are just a couple of months away from a show that is likely going to be built largely around Toni Storm. You have AEW Grand Slam Australia in Brisbane, and they are going to try to make that a bit of a homecoming for Toni Storm. I know she's actually from Auckland, New Zealand. However, they're going to build it up as a big homecoming because that's what Americans do. Anyway, but Toni Storm coming out, raucous ovation. Honestly, like, this crowd on AEW Dynamite was not necessarily the most active and engaged. However, they got up and out of their seats for this one as Toni Storm made her return. Mariah May looking furious. And the interesting wrinkle that was thrown into this was the fact that we had Thunder Rosa at ringside. Now, Thunder Rosa has been a bit of a weird kind of wrinkle in all of this because Thunder Rosa has largely been involved in some side quests, but has never really made it back to the AEW Women's World Championship picture. And just now, she's starting to confront that fact. Just now, she's starting to confront Mariah May, and she could be seen holding up a not my world champion sign, and when Toni Storm made a return, she had a WTF sign in the crowd. So a bit of a weird stuff, but I could see a situation where for this next pay-per-view, they build up Toni Storm, Mariah May, Thunder Rosa in a triple threat match, and then eventually we build up to the big rematch that everyone is really waiting for, that being Mariah May, Toni Storm, one-on-one in what I think will be the first ever AEW women's match to main event a pay-per-view. And honestly, at this point in time, I don't think you could pick two better women to do it. These two went out there and had one of the best matches at AEW All in Wembley Stadium back in August, and I think they have a chance to replicate things with an aura and a vibe that is going to be out of this world in Australia. Of course, in addition to this, this comes at a time where AEW, they want to start getting more and more buzz about them. They want to start making sure that people are tuned in the beginning of the year, and that's why I think you're going to see a lot of more returns. You are going to see not just Toni Storm, who returned tonight. You will see Kenny Omega. You will see the Young Bucks. You will see many others who have been off AEW television over the next couple of weeks make their returns. And the reason for that is because they are headed straight for January and straight for that first ever show, simulcasting on both Max and TBS for Dynamite. That is a major, major moment for the company. That is a major, major moment for this business, because it is going to dictate a lot of the success and how success is gauged for AEW moving forward. Is it going to be a case where the future for them is as an internet entity, as a streaming entity, or are the TV ratings really what is going to drive this? I think it's going to be very interesting to see over the next couple of weeks, but I do think you're going to see a lot of those characters who have been missing. Adam Copeland is another one who are going to come back, and slowly but surely, we're going to see this roster become filled out more and more, and you're going to see the big stars that haven't really been a part of AEW over the last couple of months. We have been waiting for AEW to get back to a point where you have all of their big stars, where you have the full roster, that anything can literally happen on AEW Dynamite any single week. And that is part of what made AEW very, very successful and honestly a hot product back in 2021, 2022. I think part of the equation here is getting back at a lot of these big time stars. So you have that. You have the fact that tickets for AEW All In went on sale just this past Monday. They want to get hype around this. For them, it's a business thing too. They want their stars on TV. They want as many surprises as possible. They want people like Toni Storm to be out there plugging All In months in advance. We know that as of this recording, they have $1 million gate already for that, and that is a good advance considering where AEW shows have been as of recently. So it looks like they are going to fill out a good number of seats in that stadium. If I had to put a number on it, and again, if I had to, I would say between 30 to 40,000. If they're able to get that number, that is a great number, and that stadium is going to look magnificent. Globe Life Field is going to look magnificent come July. So a lot of stuff happening. Toni Storm coming back, and I think, bold prediction, I do believe that Toni Storm will end up winning the AEW Women's World Championship, not at World's End, not at Wrestle Dynasty, but indeed at AEW Grand Slam Australia. But of course, what do I know? I'm just a wrestling nerd. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about Toni Storm's return? Was it a good return? Could it have used something else? Are you excited? Do you want to see her take on Mariah May immediately, or wait a couple of months until Grand Slam? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, be sure, if you haven't already done so, to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. And until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.